Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Fiery Moon. Welcome back if you're returning. Here to do the collective new moon and Scorpio reading. You guys know that this is a general reading, so it's not tied to any specific zodiac sign. So as always, just take what resonates and leave the rest. And know that energy could be vice versa or interchangeable, and time is fluid. And also, it is just a read on energy, going on in or around us. And male and female doesn't matter. It's masculine and feminine energy. So with that being said, we're going to jump right in and see what's going on, what energies are, coming in with this new moon energy. The new moon in Scorpio is taking place on November 4th, and it will be at 12 degrees of Scorpio. And right now we do have the sun in Scorpio as well as Mars also, which is that masculine energy. So, I wouldn't be surprised if, there is a lot of masculine energy that shows up in this reading. And it could be, an actual male, but it can also be just masculine energy, as we all have masculine and feminine energy within us, regardless of gender. So we're going to jump right in. I will be starting out with the Moonology deck. And I was kind of guided to do this reading a little differently. So, we're going to see what, we're going to look at the masculine energy and the feminine energy as it pertains to this new moon. And like I said, the masculine could be a female, the feminine could be a male. Gender does not matter. So don't, get caught up or fixated in that energy. And we also will have, and it's crazy, as I said that, my candle just went out. So that was just a sign to say, like, get that gender role or energy, like, put that out. So we will have Mercury moving into Scorpio. But let's jump in and see, what's going on in regards to this new moon energy. New moons are used for manifesting, so setting your intentions, and working up, building up to the full moon energy. So if you are into moon rituals, definitely, now is the time to, get your intentions, write them down, do a meditation, whether guided or just on your own, light a candle, but, set your intentions for what you want to bring into your experience. All right. And I've seen this card a lot. Let's see if it comes out. Let's see if it comes out. I keep seeing it while shuffling. But let's see if it comes out. Give me one more. Let's see what comes out. So what messages, what overall energy do we need in regards to this new moon in Scorpio for the collective? That's too many. Give me less cards, please. Give me an overall energy as it pertains to the new moon energy for the collective. Alright, so we actually did get two. So we have the super moon energy, which says emotions are running high. And then we have the full moon in Pisces energy, balance, spirituality, and practicality. So of course, with this being, a Scorpio moon with water energy at play, I'm not surprised that the super moon card has come out. We are stepping into eclipse season. But what this energy is making me feel like is like emotions are, you know, heightened. The full moon in Pisces took place back in Virgo season. So some of you, you know, what could be highlighted for you during this full moon is how you're balancing, you know, your spirituality and practicality. It almost makes me feel like there may have been something that happened or something that even became illuminated to you during the full moon in Pisces energy. Back in Virgo season that may be prominent, and especially with the new moon being in Scorpio. Scorpio is you know, like the deep, dark, buried emotions and feelings. So especially with this new moon coming, you could be experiencing, or, you know, it almost makes me feel like you may be feeling a different way about something. You could have been fixated in a certain emotional or in an emotional stance on something, whether regards to a person, place, or thing. And I feel like some of that may be coming up. I'm also getting the energy of like repressed emotions, and especially with the super moon card, it feels like they're all just, you know, coming up, I feel like bursting at the seams. Some of you may be experiencing some heightened emotional energy, where you may have an outburst of emotions. You may need to have a good cry. But for some of you, this energy of the full moon is bringing that up, because at the bottom of the deck, we have the answers you need are coming, which is a full moon in Gemini. So it's almost like for some of you, I'm feeling with that energy at the bottom, like you may have been in two minds about something or how you felt about something. So by you like almost, the only way I can describe what I'm feeling right now is like your emotions like coming up and you having to like look at them, deal with them. Are they in alignment with how you feel and what you're seeing or what you're doing? But a lot of the answers that you may even be seeking some type of clarity on that clarity is going to come through your emotions. Like I said, for some of you, you may feel the energy of crying. So that may be, you know, a process that happens during this new moon to, you know, free up the space to allow, you know, you to deal with and rectify this energy of, you know, maybe why you're keeping your feelings buried or suppressed, or the way you feel about something, it almost feels like you're trying to push it down, but the energy is like trying to push it up, if that makes sense. But yeah, so now I'm jumping into the Spirit Animal Oracle, and I'm gonna pull one for, you know, masculine energy. Outside, this has, you know, nothing to do with counterparts. If it comes up, I'll address it, but we're just, you know, pulling on the masculine and feminine energies as masculine and feminine energies. So I'm using this deck just to get an overall sense of where the masculine energy is and where the feminine energy is. So, show me the energy of the masculine and the feminine as it pertains to this new moon energy. What's the current energy of the masculine and feminine as it pertains to this new moon? And I'm also going to pull a moonology for each masculine and feminine as well. But this was just, you know, the overall energy. So this could be, you know, happening with both. I wouldn't, you know, doubt that it's happening for both masculine and feminine energy. But we're gonna see. So for some reason, I just happened to look, and we have the spider spirit at the bottom of the deck, which says, make your dreams real. Which is, you know, that new moon energy is setting the intentions, putting yourself in a position to, you know, make your plans or intentions, make sure that, you know, they're focused in the right place, that, you know, it leads to, you know, whatever type of end goal that you want, to, you know, make your dreams a reality. Because up under that we have the cow spirit, which is, or it says, miracles are endless. The miracles are endless. So whatever you're looking to, you know, bring in with this new moon energy, you know, but first of all, it's making me feel like you need to believe that your dreams are real. Some of you may need to pay attention to your dreams as well. I'm getting that also. And some of you may even be, you know, seeing spiders. Or need to harness, you know, like that spider energy. You know, a spider weaves its web, you know, very intricately. They, you know, regardless of if we understand the pattern, you know, of how they are able to, you know, weave their web, they know, you know, it's almost like instinctual what they're doing it for. And, you know, the intention is, you know, to catch prey or, you know, to bring in what they want. So you may need to harness that spirit, that, you know, the spider spirit. So give me one for the energy of the masculine during this new moon. What's the energy of the masculine during this new moon in Scorpio? Give me one for the energy of the masculine. So we actually have two for the masculine energy. And give me one for the feminine energy. One for the feminine energy. Okay, we got two for the feminine as well. And I'm going to take the bottom for the overall energy. So we have out skunk spirit, know your worth, and wombat spirit, be at home, for the masculine energy. And then we have the nightingale spirit and the wolf spirit. The nightingale spirit says love is all around, and the wolf spirit says turn knowledge into wisdom. Now this could all be going on, you know, within you. Like I said, this has nothing to do with counterparts. But it could also just be what is going on with a masculine energy and a feminine energy that may not even be connected. It's just energy. But the overall energy we have at the bottom of the deck is the dragonfly spirit, which says truth transcends illusion. So that's just automatically making me feel like, you know, there's some type of, you know, transformation. That's happening, or maybe happening in regards to, you know, almost like, it almost makes me feel like some of you may be in denial of the way that you feel about something, or in regards to your emotion, feeling like, when I say denial, I mean not wanting to, you know, really honestly look at the truth about how you feel about something. And it's also still giving me that suppression energy. So with the dragonfly spirit, truth transcends illusion, it's basically saying like, don't, it's almost like you're trying to elude yourself and how you may feel about something. So you're trying to suppress it, but the truth will always, you know, come out. And that's what, you know, especially with this energy, it keeps pulling me back here. It's almost like it's coming up for, you know, the way that you feel to be, you know, dealt with. For some of you, almost acknowledged and accepted. And that's the way to get to the answers that you seek. And like I said, for some of you, I didn't even see this, but we have the new moon in Pisces energy, which says meditate and contemplate. Some of you may, need to do like a little meditation in regards to this new moon energy. But for the masculine energy, know your worth. And the wombat spirit would be at home. What this is making me feel like is almost like the masculine is almost looking like, or it's giving me the energy of feeling like the need to like coddle themselves. No, and I don't mean coddling in a negative way. I mean like they need to, the masculine energy is needing to, or at least it almost makes me feel like wanting to be validated. Because with the Know Your Worth card, it's like some of you are trying to get comfortable with knowing your worth, especially coupled with this be at home. Some of you are trying to like get comfortable in your own skin because right now you may not feel comfortable. So that's why like emotionally I feel like you are, what's the word I need for this? It's almost like, upheaval's the wrong word, but it just almost makes me feel like, the pressure that you're feeling is almost like it's becoming too much. It's becoming too much for the masculine. So the masculine energy may be who is feeling, this emotional upheaval coming out or outbursts, because they're wanting to, or it's like they're seeking validation for how they feel, but still it's like giving me conflicting energy. I apologize if I can't explain it right, because it's like it wants to come out, you want to let it out, but maybe because it's masculine energy, it's not something that you're familiar with. So it's like you're combating it, because it's like, especially if you're a man in masculine energy, you're, it's unfamiliar to you. And this truth transcends illusion is, the perfect way. Is like you're trying to like hold down your truth and ascend the illusion, but it doesn't feel right to you. It doesn't feel right. And for the feminine with the nightingale spirit, love is all around and turn your knowledge into wisdom. This energy may be a little bit easier on the feminine energy because, feminine energy is naturally, loving and nurturing. And, that's where like the emotional feelings, emotions and feelings, like they derive from, feminine energy. But they're bringing me back to crying, because crying does, is not only exclusive to a woman, which is like a common misconception. So it almost makes me feel like with the feminine, like love is all around. The feminine is using this emotional energy to like almost, spread love, I feel, as this nightingale spirit. But I don't feel like it's by way of like talking. I think it's by more of, this energy that she's radiating, of love, of compassion, of empathy, of, caring. And it's because she was able to like harness and almost transmute the knowledge gained from looking at her emotions, or looking at and dealing with the emotions, and learning how to use them more wisely. And and I'm just looking at the numbers here. We have 54, which breaks down to a 9, and 68, which breaks down to 14, which is giving me like a 9 of Pentacles and a Temperance vibe for the masculine, where they're trying to, you know, like almost get comfortable and knowing their worth, and not, and almost like standing in it, acknowledging, like, you know, I'm not going to say they feel worthless, but it's almost like they need that reassurance that, you know, I matter too, and you do. And I don't think like the masculine is getting that, but it's almost like, you know, spirit is telling the masculine, like, you don't need validation. Validate yourself. Be at home within yourself. And then we have 41, which breaks down to a 5, and 67, which is 13. And like I said, that's the 5 is, you know, it represents changes, and 13 is transformation. So I feel like the feminine energy has already, you know, transformed and, you know, accepted, looked at, extracted, you know, the emotional, almost like emotional intelligence that was needed to be gained in order to, you know, utilize this energy in the right way. It's almost like the feminine has accepted their, you know, worth and truth, and now they're just, you know, radiating out of that energy, but through a wolf spirit, which is, you know, like, it is a very masculine energy. So where the feminine almost seems to be in balance with the masculine and feminine, because they've almost, you know, stepped out of the illusion that was brought on by how they may have felt about a situation, person, place, or thing. The masculine is still kind of like playing small with the skunk and the wombat spirit. So let's get a moonology. Give me a moonology on the skunk and the wombat spirit for the masculine. Only one for the masculine energy as it pertains to this new moon. And give me one for the feminine with the nightingale and wolf spirit. Ooh. Give me feminine. That's too many of those, spirit. Give me less cards, please. Give me one for the feminine energy. And one for this dragonfly. Give me one for the dragonfly. These cards have so much to say. I'll take both of those. Alright, so the moonology card that has come out for the masculine says your commitment is being tested, the first quarter moon. We have, for the feminine, your dreams need a practical plan, the full moon in Taurus, which will be the next full moon cycle. So this first quarter moon will happen before the full moon. Then we have nothing is yet set in stone for this dragonfly energy, which is just like, you know, what's happening for both sides. And then we have confidence is your key to success. So it's the mutable moon and then the new moon in Leo. So with your commitment is being tested, the first quarter moon masculine, you may, be facing something may be coming into your awareness or experience by the first quarter moon, which is almost going to test you. Like, it almost makes me feel like, are you going to keep playing small, or are you going to step into your power? Because with this new moon energy, now would be the time for you to, like almost make a commitment to yourself and, owning who you are, being one with yourself. With this, your commitment is being tested. And for the feminine, your dreams need a practical plan. It's almost making me feel like for you, like by the full moon in Taurus, the knowledge that you've turned into wisdom in regards to your emotions, like it's almost like the only way I'm feeling it, especially with like the Taurus energy being coupled with this, is like by you doing and completing this process of like elevating emotionally, and almost like I said, I feel that energy of stepping into balance, your dreams or, your goals or whatever are going to start, coming together. It's almost making me feel like you're going to start seeing it because, it's almost like you've mastered the air and the water elements. And now it's time for you to work on the earth and the fire. And in regards to like, bringing it into reality, bringing it into the physical. And for both sides, with the truth transcends illusion, especially with the nothing is yet set in stone, and then the confidence is your key to success. By allowing your truth to rise, and it almost makes me feel like not caring about what other people think or how they may, make you feel. You, like, by you accepting and stepping into this confidence within yourself, the outcome, like almost, like the only way I can put it is like, with the nothing is yet set in stone, is like, I don't even think that you are prepared, masculine or feminine, for the power of what stepping and standing into your truth really means. It almost makes me feel like it's going to change the whole course of your life. But you have to step into that confidence. You have to believe it. And in order for you to do that, you have to, get your emotions in check, which I feel like this wombat spirit, again, was giving me the temperance card for the masculine, where the feminine is, has stepped into it and, is in balance, although, it's the nightingale and the wolf. It's almost like the feminine energy has been tamed so that the masculine energy can do what it needs to do for the feminine. Which is, start putting things into action to create the experience that you want. That strongly. So let me move these out, and we're gonna just get overall guidance or advice just from this traditional tarot deck, and then boom, there's the Tower, just in splitting the deck with the Judgment card, which is I feel that that change energy, which is the Tower. It also is Mars and Scorpio energy. So it feels more like of a realization But for some of you, it could be an actual, you know, tower moment, a sudden change, an event that, you know, pushes you into this energy to be able to utilize it for your benefit. So let's get the guidance or advice. There's that Emperor energy, the masculine. The guidance or advice for both the masculine and the feminine energy as it pertains to your new moon in Scorpio. So bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups with the Three of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. So what makes me feel like, just with this bottom of the deck energy, and I know we're just using guidance or advice, but you guys know I love the bottom of the deck because it tells the story as well. It's almost like by you allowing your emotions to do what they need to do to come up, like I said, for some of you, I am getting that energy of crying. You're going to be able to almost reconcile those feelings into something that will be conducive for you, but it'll also be like a learning experience as this Page of Pentacles. Because for some of you, with the Five of Pentacles, some of you are holding on to emotions that, you know, no longer serve you, and it's time for you to like almost, you know, rid yourself. It feels like emotional baggage that you know, you may be holding on to. Whereas, you know, where I said I feel like the feminine has already achieved that energy, this is energy that, you know, feels very masculine to me. And that's because, like, for some of the feminines, you were trying to deal with the emotions and feelings in a more practical way, and the feminine was, or the masculine was like trying to navigate them in almost like an analytical type of way. But you can't, like, it's water, so they have to be dealt with, you know, with that, you know, in their respective ways or elements, if that makes sense. Yeah, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is making me feel like, you know, it's time to, you know, rectify this energy. And for some of you, this could have been you. Your masculine energy could have been very analytical, and your feminine energy could have been, you know, very almost like too grounded, too, you know, based in the material. Because it's almost like, for the feminines, what I'm getting is like you were trying to look at your emotions practically first, instead of just allowing yourself to feel it and letting them, you know, work its way through with this Three of Cups. And for the masculine as well, you were trying to look at it analytically, you know, process it with, you know, rationale, and that's not how emotions and feelings are made to be dealt with. So it's almost like with this new moon in Scorpio, you're going to see a new way of dealing with, you know, like very fixed and rigid and stuck emotions, knowing that emotions aren't supposed to just stay stuck. It's water. It needs to move. It needs to, you know, flow in a way. So what's the guidance or advice, Spirit? What's the guidance or advice? That's too many. What's the guidance or advice? We have the moon, which water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, were, you know, heavily impacted by the moon. But the moon specifically is, you know, as a reader, I see it as Cancer energy, but it is also Pisces as well. And it's almost like, again, it's bringing me to this truth transcends illusion. Whatever emotions you're trying to bury, whatever emotions you're trying to hide, however you feel about something that you're trying to keep hidden, let it come up to the surface. What's the guidance or advice for the masculine and feminine energy? And I just heard, like, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Yeah. And I just say, let it come up and come out with the Tower. Because it's almost going to, like, shock you. It's almost going to, like, change your world. And then we have the Four of Cups and the Strength card. Allow the emotional eruption to take place, because it's going to, this is beautiful, it's going to get you out of this rigid energy. This is like it's the Scorpio energy. It's almost like some of you guys are so stuck on the way that you feel about a person, place, or thing. You have to come out of that, because it has you missing what is actually meant for you, that Ace of Cups, what's trying to come in, what's trying to come towards you. And it almost makes me feel like a new way of looking at the emotions and feelings, but I also just heard like a new way to love. And by that, this Tower coming in and, you know, shifting or, you know, blowing apart the way that your emotions really, you're actually gonna gain strength and no longer need to like try to tame them. Don't try to tame them, because what's coming for you and what you truly want is this energy, this Ten of Cups. That's what you want. And it'll be healing you with the Star energy from anything in the past that may have hurt you, you may have lost. You know, even if it goes into relationship for some of you, like a past breakup, like it's going to be a healing experience. So let these emotions come up and out, get rid of them. Because by you just staying stuck and sitting in them, you know, you're missing out. And there's no need in trying to control them. You know, and you're no longer going to be, you know, so closed off as the Four of Pentacles. You'll be more open, more, it almost feels like lighter with the Page of Cups. And then look what comes in. The Ace of Pentacles. You cannot make this up. I love it. I love it. I feel like getting an empowering question for you guys. So let's take a look at an empowering question. Give me an empowering question to sum up and close out this reading as it pertains to the new moon. Give me an empowering question that would help the masculine and feminine energies to best utilize this new moon energy to their benefit. Help them with setting their intentions and manifesting into their reality the things that they seek. Give me one more. empowering question, please, Spirit. One empowering question. Okay, so the cards say, or the card says, what would I do if I had enough time? What do I do when I have time? So some of you feel like, you know, what this is making me feel like is like, you know, some of you try to like evade and elude your feelings altogether, feeling like you don't have time to deal with that. You don't have time to, you know, feel that way. You got other priorities. But how can I say this? Like, the emotions is the driving force. So if you keep trying to evade, elude, or run from, you know, your emotions, you're never going to have time to really do the things that, you know, to attain the things that you really want. You'll get, you know, and I'm not saying that you won't get anywhere, but if you don't feel it, there's only so long you can fake a feeling, or fake like you like doing something, or, you know. And what this card is also feeling like, some of you may, you know, have too much time on your hands, or you're constantly like, I just see someone like ripping and running all around, constantly in motion. Some of you need to take that time to sit and, you know, be introspective on why you, for some of you, I feel like it's like, why do you have to constantly be doing something? And normally what that means to me is like, if you're constantly having to be on the go, there's something that you don't, or you refuse to look at within yourself. And what you do when you have time is like, I feel an energy of just like constantly being distracted so that you don't have to sit with your feelings. But that's almost like the key to, you know, sitting with yourself. Some of you are like really, like, I feel like that Scorpio energy of being so buried in emotions, or being suppressed by things that you tried to hide emotionally, that it keeps you going, so that, you know, anytime you get a second to yourself, it's like, nah, that'll come up and you don't want to deal with it. But it's the cards are saying like, it's time to deal with it. It's time to look at why you're running from those feelings, so that you don't have to run no more. You don't have to, you know, hide. Give me one more. Give me one more, please. What empowering question do we need? See, because I know for me, like, I, and this is just me personally, and I don't expect anyone to be like me, and I don't want anyone to be like me, like, but this is just me. When I'm feeling some type of way, I will pull myself back. I'll almost do like a self-check and be like, yo, why is you feeling like this? It could be something, you know, so small, or it could be something, you know, big, but I always go right into myself and be like, yo, why is this letting you feel like this? Or why is it, like, why are you feeling like this? I'm a person, like, I have to get it, like, when I feel it, I have to get it rectified right then and there. Like, I'm not going to let no feeling sit. I'm not going to let no feeling linger. No matter what I think about it, I know and I feel in my heart what's, you know, right and what's best for me in whatever situation that I'm dealing with at hand. And I'm not saying that you have to be like that, but just imagine, like, oh, I can imagine, like, if I didn't do it, if I let something fester and I let it keep sitting, and like, no, I don't feel, I already, like, I instantly feel off within myself, and that's not a feeling that, you know, like, I want to feel. Like, no, I don't. I want to get it rectified right then and there, so that I can move on and I don't have to look at it again. It's not going to come up again, and if it does, I'll know why, and I'll sit my ass down again and do it that way. Like, I'll do the process all over again, but I'm not going to be uncomfortable within myself. And I'm not going to let something fester, because when things fester, it's, you know, it's a buildup, it's a buildup, it's a buildup. And then everything just explodes. And I know for me personally that I don't like for stuff to get to that point. And I try not to deal with people who are like that, because I'm the type of person, I'm the type of friend, or, cousin, sister, mom, like, tell me, don't leave me in suspense, don't leave me holding on to, like, talk to me, communicate it, get it out. And I know that that's not easy for everyone, so I completely understand. But I know for me, it's something that, I feel like I'm, good at. And that's why I feel like a lot of people come and talk to me, because I'm able to, put the feelings into words that they're feeling but don't know how to express. And I'm okay with that, because I'd rather you get it out than to be sitting with something on your heart. Nah, the heart needs to be as light as possible. There's nothing, but that's just me. All right, and then we got, what kind of advice on life would I give to my younger self? So for some of you, this is something that, you may have even learned in childhood. This could have been, just a way that you've operated since you were younger. But what kind of advice would you give to yourself, depending on where you're at in this timeline of how you could have advised your younger self to have been, we of course we can't go back, but we can, try to advise our inner child, so that, we're not carrying that baggage, or, those feelings of, from our childhood into our adulthood. You should still, as an adult, be able to feel as light, as free as a child. And for some of you, you don't feel that way. Everybody has a different walk of life. But at the bottom of the deck says, what is the worst that could happen if I let go of the things that no longer serve me? Like, what's the worst that could happen? I don't think that, there's nothing better than letting shit go that ain't conducive to you being who you are right now in this moment. Whatever it is, if it's not serving you for your happiness, helping you heal and grow, and close up those wounds, then it's, what is the purpose? Like, what's the worst that could happen if you heal yourself? It's like the only way that I can put it. What is the worst that can happen? Nothing, in my opinion. But this is something that you want to ask yourself. But granted, we grow attached to people, places, and things from our childhood, friendships, family members, parents, siblings, relationships. If it's not serving you, know that it's okay to get rid of it. Get rid of it. Yes, it may hurt. Yes, you may feel like you're doing the wrong thing, but is it the wrong thing if it's not serving you? I mean, only you know. Like, I know what it means for me, and I have no problem with doing that. And it doesn't come from a negative place, but I refuse to let anything or anyone mess up the peace that I've cultivated for myself. And I don't like, the worst that could happen is, yeah, you'll lose those relationships. Yeah, you'll lose those friendships. But as long as you were true to self, 9 times out of 10, those people and places and things will come back, because by you stepping into yourself, choosing yourself, and cutting yourself off, 9 times out of 10, it turns into a learning opportunity and an opportunity for growth for the people, places, and things that you've cut out of your life. And if, like I said, as long as you were true, your intentions were in the right place, the universe got a funny way of bringing shit back around. Like, so that, all you can do is what's best for you. And even if it's just for this cycle or this time period, like right now, what we're doing or what you're doing isn't in alignment with me. So I'm gonna step away, get myself where I need to be. And who's to say, like, down the line that you won't have, like, you won't be able to, but it's just like right now, no, I can't. Like, and it's okay to say that. It's not selfish, it's not negative, it's not being toxic. It's you self-checking when you need to cut ties or take a break. That is normal, it is human. And I don't think the worst, like, there's anything, what is the worst that can happen? Like, I don't think that there's anything that could happen that would be worse if you let go of the things that are not serving you. For me, the only way, like, it gets better. Like, you get better, you expand, you evolve. And like I said, if those people were truly people or, you know, things or places, like, it'll come back around. It'll come back around. But, you know, I'm hearing, you know, you don't let nothing or no one steal your joy. Don't let that happen. All right, so that was the full moon reading. I did not intend for it to go that long. And I know I always say that, but I really don't. I be trying to be cool and clear, but I have to let the messages and the energy run through me. You know, because spirit guides my readings. But there we have it. So as always, I thank you for tuning in with me. As always, sending love and light out to you all. And I will see you guys on the next one. All right? Later.